Hi there, today we're checking out Grinding Gear Games' fantastic, soon-to-be free-to-play MMO, Path of Exile. Now, I know what you're thinking. This looks an awful lot like Diablo, Diablo 2, or even Diablo 3. Well, I actually think this looks prettier than Diablo 3 at the moment. We're zoomed in fairly close to our dual-wielding Maruder. This is, of course, the closest view that the camera can get. We can sort of zoom out for a more traditional view. I just basically wanted to make this video to show you some aspects of the gameplay and brace yourself for possibly the greatest skill tree I have ever seen in any game. Are you ready? I hope you're ready. And voila. Check out this. I'll just give you a second to soak this in. You want options? Well, baby, you've got options right here. Every single character sort of starts at a specific node, but there is nothing to stop you from working your way into almost any potential combination of weapons, mana reserve, playstyle, dual wield, single wield, spell. It's just, the options in this game are outstanding. You can see, I'm not fairly high level, I think I'm level 24, but I have focused on one-handed at the moment, one-handed and life. As a Marauder, I think it's important to have a fairly good sort of stack of life, and I'm currently working my way up one-handed attack speed. We want to be somewhere around about this part of the cosmos where we get one-handed attack speed, one-handed damage. Again, it pays to sort of plan your route out. You do get a couple of respec points, so if you maybe put something in a node which you don't want to, you can take that out. But anyway, enough about the skill tree, and we'll check out the inventory screen here. Again, this game is, I imagine, just like a severely updated Diablo 2. Again, so pretty, and this is still currently in its closed beta. We're able to socket items, we are able to sort of link up items which complement each other here. Again, we have the usual sort of inventory Tetris going on here, so picking up items, you have to be sure, have to be careful about what you're picking up. Space, of course, is important. No gold in this game. Instead, they operate a sort of more interesting bartering system where you sell items. You might be given sort of orbs of transmutation, scrolls of wisdom, portal scrolls, town scrolls. But these items in their own right actually have item uses in the game. So when buying from vendors, you can sell items which have a use themselves. So inventory management has never been more important. Right, I'm going to keep this on fairly sort of close mode because I think this game is just so pretty to play at the moment. Let's go and kill some monsters. Hold, you're new to the game. And here we are in the old fields. Let us go find some monsters to squish. I'm sure they'll come to us. Oh, here we go. Take that, yeah. Again, unlimited possibilities. At the moment, like I say, I'm dual wielding. I could have a bow, I could have a wand, I could focus specifically on casting. Entirely up to you. And notice the attention to details here. I had an arrow sticking in myself, and no, it was not to the patella or knee, if we're going to get specific here. Come on, give me some bad guys to kill. Show off what this game has to do. Oh, where are we? I hear noises. At the moment, fairly overpowered in this area, but just to give you sort of an idea. You notice we have sort of some spells we can cast, holding down shift, I think, and compress your spells to stand still. Much like Diablo, casting and running, not really a good thing. Let's go into this cave, see what we have to do in here. And notice the dark atmosphere is instantly reminiscent of the classic Diablo games. The guys who made this clearly had a real love for the original. Not short and gore either, which all you modern gamers like. Oh, something is leveled. Looks like one of my gems is leveled up. By socketing items, you can actually increase their power. So what was that gem there? That was the life gain on hit. Important thing to have. So every time I make a successful hit, I siphon a little bit of life. Always nice. And for this build that I've gone for the moment, I've went for sort of not really a massive area of effect damage. My main attack is this one, Heavy Strike. At the moment you can see it at 126.6 DPS, which is not too shabby. Can more or less down monsters in this cave. For the middle mouse wheel I have Cleave, so if I do get surrounded by a group of mobs, this does a little bit sort of more of an arc-wide area effect. I also have my standard default. I've also, we'll see, I have Heavy Strike on twice. Lightning Strike, let's see if we can use this here. Fires 3 bolts. Looks rather cool. Again, hit multiple enemies at once with this move. But it's rather mana intensive for my character, since this only uses 8 mana, whereas this uses 11. I can spam that a lot more. And flasks in this game. You have your sort of classic health flasks, mana flasks. You'll notice that some of the flasks actually provide an effect whilst you drink it, and your flasks actually refill when you're killing the monsters, so you don't have to worry about carrying multiple flasks. You'll notice that's almost refilled completely there. What do we have here? Slag Nightmare. So again, with mobs like this, area of effect, sort of. And armored scrap, we'll take that. Again, this build focusing on the singular nature of attacking mobs, not worrying about area of effect. That's what's so great about this game. You can completely customize it to your like. I mean, the attention to detail, just look at the shadows. Hoping not to come across too much like a massive fanboy. It's hard when you like the product though. We'll scroll out a little bit so I can get a sort of sense of where I am. See if there's any more mobs in this cave to kill. Oh, a rarer enemy here. Pop the mana. It can be a little bit difficult at first. Just remembering to press shift, I believe, to stay in place while you attack. Otherwise you tend to sort of move to the mob, and if you're trying to hit one specific mob and not move, yeah, again, you get used to that. I also have a gem which does do some fire damage as well. Let's have a... what do we have here? A Heavy Strike, added fire damage. A support gem does not grant a bonus to your character, but skill socket, placement item socket, and occasionally will do some fire damage, which we all like to see. And the Maruder feels very powerful to use. I always favour the melee classes in these types of games. I should probably use some of my other moves rather than just pop the mana again. Oh, and again, nothing really worth picking up here. In true ARP style, you find your best weapons. Nothing is given to you on a silver platter here. So we're still in the cave here. I noticed we hadn't quite finished exploring, so I just added a little bit to the end of this video. Bring up the map, very reminiscent of Diablo 2. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Or just make an updated version. Like I mentioned already, still in the closed beta. If you would like to play